Well, hello YouTube. Hello YouTube pipe community. It has been a very, very long time since I've had the pleasure of talking with any of you. A lot of things have happened in the pipe community since the last time I made a video. And I want to say that's something on the order of 2 years ago, maybe not quite that long. A lot of things in my life are the same. A lot of things in my life are different. I saw that Stu Dunhill just did a reintroduction to the YouTube pipe community. I almost feel like I should do something of the same, but I'm not sure it's worth it. I mean, if you're watching this, you probably have seen me before. If you haven't, I know since my last video and this one, I've gained something like 50 or 60 subscribers, which I find somewhat inexplicable. But thank you. Thank you for coming to view a channel that hasn't had any real content or any content for a very long time. Back when I made my last video, you were able to do a live stream if your channel only had, I think it was 3, 4, maybe 500 subscribers. Now you can't do that anymore. I would have preferred to have done this as a live stream just so I could interact with anybody who wanted to interact, but can't do that anymore with YouTube. YouTube is making a lot of changes. Not all of them I would consider good. But YouTube will be YouTube, and we'll all be who we are, and we'll do the things we do, regardless, I guess, of the things that life throws in our way. I learned a few weeks ago about the passing of Danny Shore, and you know, I've been too far away from things to really have been involved in watching his videos or really interacting with Danny in the later parts of his life. He was one of my avid followers, I guess you would say. He commented on any video I ever made. Always had nice words to say, and we would talk offline occasionally. So I'm very sad to hear about that. But I don't necessarily want to dwell on negative things. For the most part, my life has been pretty good. I've been able to remove a fair amount of debt from my life, which is always a good thing. I put in a swimming pool, just a 16-foot round above ground swimming pool, but I tell you what, it's been nice to be able to just kind of jump in the water every night and, you know, paddle around and kind of enjoy a little bit of quasi-weightlessness now and again, which has become useful since I tore a couple of ligaments in my right knee, and getting around is becoming more difficult with every passing day. But I'm doing my best to counteract the effects of torn knee ligaments and age and everything else. I'm sure cigar and pipe smoking and drinking whiskey like I do is not helping any of that, but we are who we are, and I don't plan to change that, honestly. I am smoking a 6x60 Nica Libre cigar. It's got a nice box press and a wonderful flavor. This is truly one of my favorite budget sticks. And one of these days I hope to go back to making review videos of the things that I try. I wandered into a pipe shop a couple of weeks ago and managed to find a tin of Esoterica Margate, which is a pipe tobacco blend I've never had before. And to be quite honest, still haven't. The tin is still unopened. I still have a Peterson pipe that I'm going to smoke it in, and one of these days I'm going to get around to actually doing that, and if I do, hopefully I'll be doing it on camera. In the meantime, this will have to suffice as a quick reintroduction to myself. My name, if anybody doesn't know, if you're one of my new subscribers, it's happened over the last little while, is Russ. I have a lot of interests. I have a motorcycle, I do cigars, pipes, whiskey, I'm a podcaster, amateur radio operator, and a bunch of other stuff. I live in the country outside of a small town in southwestern Missouri, and I don't know, I just like to enjoy doing things and interacting with people, and I haven't done that nearly enough. So for all the people I've followed in the YouTube pipe community and sort of quasi-abandoned over the last little while, I apologize for that, and I'm going to try and get back into it. And for anyone who doesn't know me, I hope that gives you a little bit of input into me, or insight into me, not input. Input you can give. Feel free to give any input you want. I was on the way to work this morning, hit a truck tire retread that fall off on the highway, managed to damage my vehicle pretty extensively. So it's out of commission for a little while, which means I had to work from the house today. I'm going to have to take the other vehicle and go to work on Thursday instead of today. I normally work from the house anyway, which is okay, it makes it fine, and I wasn't hurt or anything like that. Another vehicle behind me hit the same retread, and his vehicle was damaged worse than mine, so that is what it is. But otherwise, I've had pretty good luck recently. The motorcycle's been operating wonderful. I got to ride it on Sunday. Operated an amateur radio special event, Whiskey 6 Romeo, which is a celebration of Route 66, which I live very close to. And overall, things have just been pretty good. So I figured I'd want to share some of the goodness, the happiness that I've been experiencing, and the fact that overall things are going pretty well, even though there's a couple of downsides. But I'm going to give it a general thumbs up for life in general right now. I'm drinking a single malt whiskey that comes from New Hampshire, which is my home state. I'm originally from there, lived there for 20 years before I moved out and went to other places. It's made by Gin Spirits, and it's called Beat 3. If it's something that you're interested in, whiskey and the experience of that, and you happen to be in the Northeast, you should definitely get it. It's a very good whiskey. I have it here in my Glencairn glass, and I've been enjoying that tonight. Listening to the sound of crickets and frogs, which you may or may not be able to hear on the recording. But there's not a lot of substance here. It's just me and a cigar and poor lighting, sitting outside in the wonderful country in the center of the United States. Just hoping that I can maybe kindle a fire under myself to sort of jump back into the YouTube pipe community and be a part of it like I once was, and hope I can invite all of you to be a part of my channel as I go forward. And now you're hearing my cat, who is very close to 20 years old, nearly blind, nearly deaf, and still a little crazy cat, and probably going to outlive all of us. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. If you tuned into this and watched it all the way through, I really appreciate that. I hope we can interact at some point in the future. I look forward to diving back into the pipe community, and hopefully when I crack open that tin of Margate and put it in that Pearson pipe, I'll bring you along for the ride. In the meantime, I hope everybody's life is going well, that things are generally on the plus side. And beyond that, best wishes to everyone, and we'll talk again soon with any luck.